So we've looked into Asta, we've looked into Gorsh, now we're looking into the best continuous healing character, and he's going to be an amazing support for the blue typing meta, and that is, I forgot your name, Charmy, there we go, oh my god. There's a lot to get through, so I'm not going to waste any time, we're going to dive on in, so stay with me. Charmy, Season 3, continuous healer, the best one in my opinion. Out of all the healers, I want to say I think Charmy is going to be my most favourite. So with her skill 1, it does a little bit of damage onto the enemy, but more importantly, grants an ally with the lowest HP continuous HP recovery equal to 6% of max HP for 2 turns. Also has a 45% chance to grant a recovered ally an increased special point to help them out with the ultimate. Now if you work on the skill 1, as you guys can see, you are buffing up the HP recovery. Now one thing which I will say for Charmy is all of her skills, as you guys are seeing, all work off from buffing up her HP recovery. So if you have the resources and the means to, that's something which you might want to look into, because the continuous healing that Charmy can provide, it's disgusting. And I've said it before, and I'll say it right now, since she's about to drop on global. It is pretty disgusting. Moving along to the second skill. So the second skill is full on just healing up all your allies, so it's non-offensive. Grants all allies continuous HP recovery equal to 4.5% of max HP for 2 turns. Applies dispel damage over time times 1 to all allies. So you got Gorsh, now you got Charmy, but Charmy's doing it on a more AoE spectrum, and on top of that she just provides healing, which is very nice. If you do have her Graham, or it also then grants all allies increased crit damage resistance level 3 for 2 turns. So bonus, we love it. That's also going to be extremely handy if anyone is critting or trying to crit, right? Give you protection on that part. Now the ultimate, once again, it is not on offensive, it's more on the defensive when it comes to healing your allies. So grants all allies continuous HP recovery equal to 10% of max HP for 2 turns. Grants all allies increased defense level 3 for 2 turns, and then on top of that has a 45% chance to grant all allies increased special points plus 1. I love that ultimate. That ultimate is extremely clutch to have. So you guys can kind of see why Charmy is kind of up there of like one of the best healers or continuous healers in the game. Hence why when I saw her, hence why when I saw them pushing her to Season 2, it just kind of makes it even more interesting on wanting this character, in my opinion. And then the combination attack, so of course applies after you buff your partner, so it gives increased magic attack level 5 to the partnered mage attack, and then 50% chance to grant the partner increased special points. So it's specific magic attack, so realistically you've got to be wise with who you partner up with. So if you want to partner up with Noelle, then you're more than welcome to, right? Because obviously you're going to get Noelle's ultimate a lot sooner, and then on top of that you're buffing up the magic attack. So she's specifically designed to be with and paired up with a magic attack user. So just bear that in mind. I mean, there are some that actually utilize them both ways. But anyway, moving along to the passives now. So when you get to LR, it gives you a 10% increase on max HP, which is beautiful. That's exactly what you want, right? And then once you get to LR plus 2, when an ally's turn ends, grants 3% of max HP as HP recovery to an ally with the lowest HP. If you max her out, then that will be 10% of max HP as HP recovery to the ally with the lowest HP. So you kind of get to see Charmy just being, in my opinion, as I've aforementioned, one of the best healers in the game, right? When it comes to the continuousness and supporting the lowest HPs too, even when nothing's happening, right? It's all from a passive. That's why I absolutely adore and love this goddamn Charmy. I love this Charmy so much. So alrighty, so gears time. I'm not gonna lie. So this right here, I'm just going to say this right now, this is called laziness. This is 100% laziness on my end, because of course one thing which you need to make sure that you're doing with Charmy is making sure that she has a ton of HP, because that's where the healing, when it comes to you doing a stupid amount, that's where it's going to be coming from, right? So you really want to capitalize on making sure that the HP is there for Charmy. So if you want to do this, you can do this. It works for me. This is 100% laziness. If you really want to kind of be, you know, getting gear sets and getting extra buffs, then realistically what I will say is put a full gear set of HP on, and then when it comes to the remaining 2 gear sets, put 2 defense on. That's an option. Or if you want to do it where you've got 2 HP, 2 defense, and then 2 speed, because I mean you can't go wrong with speed on healers, that's also an option. You can do so, but I think outside of that, that will be kind of like your best bet when it comes to building this Charmy. Or you can just do what I'm doing and just kind of be like, yeah, this is more than enough, because her healing is just ridiculous. So HP is going to be the key focus. Obviously when it comes to the substats, oh, accessories, by the way, I've only got like defense on, so yeah, and I can't exactly reroll on substats at the minute, but yeah, just capitalize on defense realistically. That's pretty much it. But when it comes to substats, again, like I haven't even done much. Like when it comes to this charmy, I'm telling you, this is like the lazy gear of what I've done. But substats realistically, what you want is first thing first, you want HP, right? First and foremost, you want HP, defense, damage resistance, and then endurance. I think that would be what I would say you might want to go for. I mean, you also got crit resistance, that'll be also pretty nice to have, but HP and defense, obviously make sure you capitalize on those substats, and then after that you can mix it up with endurance, damage resistance, crit resistance, and all that good stuff. Alright, so more on the defensive side of things. I personally would not worry about any type of offensiveness, because the only offensive Charmy has is on her first skill. Outside of that, it's basically just buffing up your whole teammate. Alright, when it comes to the talent tree, I mean, obviously with the attacking side, you're not really going to be doing much, so just stick on magic attack, and then of course, nah, we don't care about bosses. Yeah, just do the crit rate. I mean, that's fine. That'll work. Yeah, slash from rush attack. I mean, you don't really need to care about that. Defensive side. Oh, wait, isn't there a... Ah, yes, so what you want is you want max HP plus 5%, and then you want the endurance talent, so boop, that's kind of how it's going to look. And then on the support side of things, what I typically go for is... Where is it? Is it already set? Oh, it is. Nice. What I typically go with is HP recovery received 5%, and then the SP plus 1, of course. So that's kind of what I go for. I mean, if you want to go with damage resistance, you can go for that. That's also an option. But the way I tend to build my charmy is through these two. So yeah, there we go. And that's pretty much it with the talent tree. Very simple. And then with skill page. So when it comes to charmy skill page, grants 10 to 25% reduced damage taken if HP is equal to 90% or higher. Okay, very nice. I mean, you know, can't go wrong with that. And then of course from her Greymore, it does give the crit damage resistance. So if you have it, and if you want to apply it, you're more than welcome to. But the one thing which and I know a few others capitalize on is that HP. So when it comes to increasing that HP, you can quite easily throw in, where is it? SR, I was about to say Mimosa, Charmy's book. So obviously applies 7%, but if you max it out, 15% increase max HP. I've currently got this on right now, so I've got the 15% increase max HP being given to Charmy. So this is, I have her Greymore, but I'm opting out to using the SR one because I'm increasing the max HP to up the healing. So that's also an option. If you have Mimosa's one, which isn't too bad, so has a 20 to 25% chance of removing one debuff from all allies upon using skill 2. So obviously Charmy's skill 2 is also AoE. So yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that one either. I mean, it's got a bit of an RNG play, but it's an option if you're kind of lacking on Greymores to choose from. If you've got this, by any means, throw that in there. And then, of course, what else can we do? I don't think Mimosa's one. Oh, that's increased magic attack. We don't care about magic attack. I'm pretty sure there's a universal one. I think it's this one, right? Yeah, so there is Adventurer's Journal. Applies 10 to 20% increased max HP to yourself. So, of course, with the SR Charmy, it's a lot more better since it's more obtainable, and you can get 15% from it. But over time, if you are getting lucky and you are getting this book, then of course you can cap out with an extra 5% because obviously SR Charmy stops at 15%. So that's an option. That's an option. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything more. I mean, okay, yeah, I'll throw this in there. I mean, by all means, I mean, this is just an overall good little healer and support Greymore, you know, get that increased defense. I'm just going to throw that in there, why not? But I think at best that's kind of what we're working with. Realistically, I would honestly say just throw in Charmy's support card, if anything. It's just, overall, it's just really handy to have, if I'm being completely honest. So that's kind of like the one to go for. But yeah, that is all the Greymore. Just my luck. Why do I keep doing this to myself? It's always on Sundays. Jesus Christ. PvP, unfortunately, is not up. I was going to go on PvP just to make it a lot more easier for us so you guys can check it out, but it's fine. We'll make do. All right, let's just get on with it, shall we? So obviously with Charmy, I mean, she's going to be eating a lot too. So of course I brought along kind of like the blue meta to kind of show you guys how she's going to be fitting in. So of course we'll do with the skill 2. Actually, make sure everything is going so you guys can see. Now, obviously with Charmy, I've seen some juice stuff. So that's 12k. That's continuous healing, by the way. I've seen some craziness when it comes to this Charmy with the amount of healing that she's provided on PvP. I've seen some juiced up Charmy. So like, if you really want to put more, like obviously invest time into Charmy, I mean, quite happily do so, because her continuous healing, you can get some absurd numbers being done. And then we're just going to keep on capitalize on this, right? And then by the time her turn comes around, the second skill will be at the ready. So you can just keep it going. The consistency is there for the very beginning, of course. So 12k, 24k. So straight off the bat, that's what, 35k being applied right now? And again, it's on for 2 turns. So the continuousness of the healing that she can provide, it's so clutch. And obviously keep in mind, I mean, I don't have a passive unlocked, but I mean, if the passives were there, then I mean, that would have been beautiful to see. But we'll just keep it going. I mean, God, oh yay! Thank God I didn't kill. And then we could just keep on going. Yep. Keep it rocking. Actually get 12k right there. But you guys can see it's just a cycle. And again, if you put a lot more HP into this, because the reason why I emphasize on why you can reach stupid amount of healing is because on PvP I've seen some crazy cracked out charmies to the point where I've actually lost because charmy was, one, tanking, but more importantly, the amount of healing that she was doing, it was just practically combined with the damage that I was dealing. If you want to hit like 40-45k healing, you can do so. Like, it's achievable. It's insane. But that's if you have the god rolls for your gears and whatnot. So yeah, just a nice little look on how charmy's going to be working. So right there, 14k. I mean, oh, just before I forget, when it comes to my charmy, I do have her skill level, sorry, at level 3. So I'm actually missing an additional 5% on all of her skills for continuous healing. So yeah, my charmy is kind of bare bone because again, I don't have it on LR plus 2. So overall, she's just such an amazing continuous healing character. And for her to drop right now with where Global is at being Season 2, if anyone is struggling, she is most definitely going to be helping you in that department with keeping you alive and giving you survivability with the continuousness of healing, right? It's going to be beautiful. And of course, if you've got your tanks on hand, Soul, Mars, you're chilling. The blue meta, I'm telling you, the amount of buffs these mother truckers are getting. We've got Julius who's going to be coming. We've now got an amazing healer for the blue meta. Gorsh is an amazing nuking supporter. So, and again, he's blue typing, so he's going to be helping in that department. I'm telling you, blue typings are, it seems to be they are the favorable ones when it comes to the dev team. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they like the color blue, but we're here now. But anyway, that's pretty much charmy. That's kind of what you want to work on, and that's how she's basically going to be working. So a continuous healer, make sure you got your HP up, of course. I really wouldn't advise to do the gear set that I did unless you want to be lazy like me, then you're more than welcome to. But if you want to be more strategic and better about it, then, you know, make sure you've got a full gear set of HP and then 2 defense at the very least. Or you can swap out the 2 HPs for the 2 speeds. That's also an option. Now, I'm just going to put that out there. If you guys do want to use charmy, you can quite do so. I will say, with her continuous healing, it's super annoying. And now that we've got barrier meta coming in, that's going to be even more annoying, right? Because of course, in order to get to the HP, you've got to get past the barrier. By the time you get past the barrier, her continuous healing is just popping off consistently. So it makes things a lot, you know, it kind of makes it so that you got to take care of her as soon as possible. Or if you're using her, then kind of helps you out on your side. So yeah, she's a bit of an annoying character. And then of course that middle spot, once you've got your tanks in place, obviously Noelle is going to be used everywhere, hence why I'm just sticking her in there. Everyone's going to be using her. You know, speed, right? So that way you can support Noelle to get the offensive damage off. You can throw in Valtos too, that's also an option. Or Finral, but William and Valtos are the 2 that I would say to make sure you've got on for speed. That's if you're wanting speed. Unless you want to apply the blue boys, you're more than welcome to do that too. You know, it's also an option. The fact that you've got continuous healing and barrier play just with these 2 together, I mean, that alone is kind of like your defense barrier, if I'm being honest. So yeah, PvP, it's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be annoying. I think that's the best way I can put it.